Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am in the strangest mood right now. I feel like dressed up and casual. I have like this very fancy top going on at the moment, which do you guys like this? It was a little shopping treat over the weekend that I recently got, but I have to share. I'm also in my sweatpants. This is like the total YouTube thing that for some reason we all do this. All YouTubers do this. So if you didn't know, now you do. Anyway, let's get to what this video is about. I have only done my foundation, my lips, my eyes. I have done the under eye highlight area and I did bake. And if you don't know what baking is, I will link last week's video below where I teach you guys how to properly bake your under eye concealer. So in that video, I asked you what you guys wanted to see next as far as like a simplified how-to. And a lot of you guys said strobing, which really surprised me because strobing is essentially just doing really intense highlighting. And I thought today I would break it down for you guys and share with you also some of my favorite products that are both drugstore and luxury and give you different tips and tricks on brushes and techniques and basically how I achieve a really glowy, pretty glowy highlight strobe look. All right, so I'm gonna zoom you in and let's get started. So before we get started, I wanna share with you guys a couple of things that I like to think about before I strobe, which means before I start any of my makeup. You wanna make sure that you use a great moisturizer, that your skin is looking hydrated. If you have oily skin and you wanna strobe, you still can. You don't have to go as crazy with the highlight, but you can still get a very great, beautiful effect. Just make sure that you use some type of a mattifying primer first is what I recommend, especially on the areas that you know you get oily. If you get oily on the forehead, right in here, on the chin, use your mattifying primer there just to kind of keep the oil in your skin at bay, and then you can use those powders and highlighters on top of the skin and still get that glowy look, which is what you want. You want glowy, not greasy. This is from Hourglass. There really isn't anything else on the market quite like it. The way it's milled and the way the shimmer, it's not even shimmer, it's just so finely, like, I don't even know how to explain this. It just makes you look like this glowy goddess with zero sparkle or shine. It's a beautiful powder. It is magic. It is one of the high-end products that I absolutely recommend anyone who likes the look of glowy, dewy skin check out. Now, you guys know I've hauled this one right here. I thought was kind of a waste of money just because you don't get as much product in here. I would avoid picking up this one, and I would definitely invest in this guy right here or in a single that you enjoy. The one that I'm using here is the Ambient lighting palette from Hourglass, and we're going to be using dim light and incandescent light. I'm using a brush from Nars. You could use any dome shaped brush that you like. I'm going to pick up the product on both sides of the brush, knock a little bit of the excess off, and I'm going to start right underneath my eye. I'm not going straight down on like the high point of the cheekbone. I'm almost going underneath here just to get this region very glowy but not shiny. So this is like my first layer. As far as adding highlight to your chin and to your forehead, this is the only powder that I will do that with just because everything else seems to eventually throughout the day make me look oily, but this powder for some reason makes you look like J-Lo in the best way possible, no grease, just radiant. And I will take this a little bit on the chin and a little bit on the forehead. So my skin is already looking very creamy and glowy, but now we are going to break out the big guns, and I am going to go straight into one of my absolute favorite highlighters of all time. This is just a staple. It looks great on anybody's skin tone. This is Soft and Gentle from MAC, and I am taking a brush from Make It Forever. This is the 140 Wavy brush, and I'm going to grab product pretty generously, and now I'm going to almost pull my face back and really get right here, highlight the tops of the cheekbones pretty intensely. And I'm also going to go up on the temple. Strobing is basically just really intense highlighting. There's nothing more to it. Anybody can achieve this look. It just takes a little bit of layering. And the way that I like to look at it is if you're not contouring the face, you're not bronzing the face, you're not doing those steps. So instead of doing those steps, you're taking a few extra steps to layer up your highlight, and essentially it takes you the same amount of time. So now what I like to do to really pack a punch on the cheeks is I will dampen my brush. I like to dampen fan brushes just because you have a little more control. You're not gonna like get this like swipe of crazy highlight on the cheek. And for this, I'm using Physicians Formula. This is one of my favorite drugstore highlighters. And I'm just grabbing the product in here, and you're gonna see this is gonna be really, really intense. I'm gonna start right on that middle point of the cheek and really shine things up. You can always take your finger a little bit and kind of circular motions buff out those edges. That's really important. You don't want to stripe on the face. Now I'm using my current like obsession as far as makeup setting sprays. I favorited this yesterday and it is so magical. This is from Sally's Beauty Supply. It's like $12.99. It's a glycerin based setting spray, and that's what I like to use when I am wetting product. So MAC Fix Plus or this guy right here. And it just helps everything to sit on the skin really pretty. And then I do like to go on the tip of the nose, down the bridge. I will let you guys know I did contour the nose. I didn't contour the cheeks, I didn't bronze, but the nose is just something right now that I feel like I don't like the makeup look when I don't contour my nose, whether I'm doing natural, glam, strobing, whatever. So makeup is your game. It's your rules. Do what you want to do. So for me, I contoured my nose. All right, you can take a little more glow just with your fingertip, kind of make your lips look a little bit bigger. Sometimes I even like just patting a little bit of highlight in the center of the lips. And then I'll just put like a tiny bit of gloss on top so it doesn't just look like straight powder on the lips. And I am also going to highlight underneath my brow bone. And I'm going to also take highlight on the inner corners as well. And really just stamp that in there, just pressing it right at that tear duct. Gives you a really wide-eyed look, brings a lot of light to that area, and also helps you look a little more rested. You could just leave things like this and be like, ba-bam, I am strobed. But I like to add a little bit of blush on top of the highlight, and I am using a blush with a slight sheen to it. This is from Benefit. This is the Rockateur blush. And I'm just gonna pick this up with a standard blush brush, nothing special. This is the number 29 from Sonia Kashuk. And I'm gonna go right on the apples of the cheeks and kind of blend back into that highlight. So now I have everything completely set. I'm gonna give a hefty dose of setting spray. This also helps everything to kind of just mesh together and look really beautiful and adds a bit of a dewy finish to the skin. And while all of that is setting, I'm going to share with you guys some of my other favorite highlighters as well. I don't think I will ever get through this guy in my lifetime is from Makeup Forever. This is the Brilliant Shine On Powder. This is the more pink tone one, and I really love it. Another favorite that I've talked about a lot because it's super affordable and it packs a giant highlight punch. It's like very, very highlighty. It's a little bit chunkier than what I have shown here already. This is from JCat Beauty. It's Dulce de Leche, and I like mixing these top two together and just really maximizing that highlight there. It's not subtle in any way, shape, or form, but if you like really bold and you want something affordable, this is fantastic. Also, I do really like this Wet n Wild. This is the Center Stage collection, and this is the To Reflect Shimmer Palette by Fergi in Hollywood Boulevard. Now you mix all of these together and it just is the most beautiful, soft, almost cool toned gold, and it is gorgeous on. I'm already wearing like 5,000 pounds of highlight, so, well, why not have a little more? Let's just go right on the tip of the nose so you can see that golden kind of, oh, it's just really, really pretty, super affordable as well. And then if you want to splurge, I also recommend the Bobbi Brown This is Pink Glow. I believe this is just for holiday. This is the highlighting powder, and it's just a more icy pink, but it's not chalky. Sometimes when you get the more cool tones, it can look a little bit too like you just put a white icy eyeshadow on your face, and you don't want that. So this one is really beautiful and it sits on the skin gorgeously. It's not chunky at all. All right, that is it for all of my strobing highlighting techniques and favorite products. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial slash recommendations video. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next as far as a how-to video. I'm happy to do this on anything: how to mascara, how to blush, how to lip line. I can break things down and give recommendations. So let me know if you're into it. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah.